Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365 and we're nearing the end of the year, so I thought I would give you my top 10 best 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays of 2020. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, 2020 is nearing its end, so that means it's time to go over what I feel are the best 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray discs of 2020. It's been a great year for catalog releases. Of course, due to the COVID pandemic, we didn't get so much as far as new movies from theatrical runs, but there was plenty to enjoy here on 4K, and I can't wait to go over my list with you. And of course, I'm very curious to hear what your top 10 best 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays are for this particular year. Before I begin, just a couple of quick notes. This list will encompass both the audio and video presentations of the 4K discs. So this isn't just going to be a picture quality list, this will have both. Now, this will also not be a ranking of the movies themselves. So a couple movies on here I wouldn't even put in my top 10 list, but because I feel the video and audio presentations are really strong, they deserve to be on the top 10. Okay, with that out of the way, let's not waste any time, let's dive right in. For my number 10 best 4K Ultra HD of 2020, that's going to the Back to the Future trilogy. I think Universal Pictures did a wonderful job bringing this to 4K. It looks absolutely fantastic. It doesn't change the movie itself with the 4K upgrade with HDR and Dolby Vision. Colors are rendered very well, detail is very nice, and black levels are really appropriate, and it looks good within native 4K resolution. And the Atmos, I feel, is a significant upgrade over what we got on the previous Blu-ray release. The Back to the Future trilogy is a worthwhile upgrade. It is one of my favorite trilogies personally, but I'm very happy that it got a great 4K presentation from Universal Pictures. My number 9, I'm going with the Warner Brothers release of Tim Burton's Beetlejuice. This looks absolutely amazing on 4K. We have native 4K resolution, HDR10, really transforms the picture. It is a night and day difference over the Blu-ray. It looks phenomenal. And it retains its film grain very nicely. It's not scrubbed with any kind of DNR or anything like that. Unlike the Goonies, which was released the same day, this looks great. It looks very filmic, and the Dolby Atmos also brings a nice upgrade what we got on the Blu-ray side of things. It is a fantastic, wonderful 4K presentation. Warner Brothers did a great job with Beetlejuice. You should definitely check this one out. My number 8 is going to be Steven Spielberg's Jaws, released on 4K by Universal Pictures earlier this summer. This is a fantastic representation of what a classic movie can benefit truly from a 4K upgrade with HDR and Dolby Vision. The Dolby Atmos is also a very nice sounding presentation. It really brings John Williams' score to life, and it gives a nice heft to it and energy. And for the picture quality, HDR and Dolby Vision really bring out all the highlights in exactly the right ways. It's a very filmic looking movie. It retains a nice appropriate levels of film grain. It gives you that nice cinematic feel, but the HDR and Dolby Vision have appropriate levels that I just really feel bring out the overall picture quality immensely. Jaws on 4K is a great 4K presentation, and you should definitely add this to your own list. For my number 7 best 4K Ultra HD of 2020, that is going to Lawrence of Arabia. Now, Lawrence of Arabia on 4K is part of the Columbia Classics Collection, Volume 1, and it is only available as a part of that set. But if you get a hold of it, Lawrence of Arabia is beautifully rendered on 4K. It utilizes Dolby Vision and it looks spectacular. This is a cinematic experience at home that really just gets a nice upgrade here on 4K, and it also has a Dolby Atmos presentation which brings the score, the iconic music of the movie, just really gives you a great presentation in that area, and overall it's a great audio mix. But the visuals look fantastic. Film grain is really appropriate here. It's nice and fine. It's not obtrusive, but the use of HDR and Dolby Vision, it makes this film completely epic, and it's a beautiful 4K disc. Worth your money picking this up as part of that collection. And if you are a fan of this film at all, you want the best possible reason to check this movie out, the 4K presentation will definitely do that. My number 6 is another Warner Brothers release, and that goes to Todd Phillips' Joker. This is a nice all-in-one package on 4K. It is a beautiful looking picture. It utilizes HDR10 with Dolby Vision on a native 4K resolution. Image quality wise, despite it having a 70s style to it, it really brings out the highlights, shadow detail, black levels, colors pop very naturally for the appropriate setting, and this is a great amount of detail all rolled into the picture quality. The Dolby Atmos, I feel, is really top notch as well. It makes great use of all the speakers, and it is a wonderful sounding, visually pleasing, awesome presentation on 4K. My number 5 is Zack Snyders 300. Yes, this is an upscale, but really the 4K upgrade over the Blu-ray, in my opinion, is a night and day difference. This really handles all of the highlights utilizing HDR very well. The reds and golds of the color palette really come to life here, and detail is really nicely enhanced. The black levels are appropriate, shadow detail is very nice, and just the overall visual palette is a very welcome upgrade. Not to be outdone, the Dolby Atmos presentation is just really second to none. It is fantastic. It is a wonderful sounding audio mix. All the battle scenes really come to life. All the speakers are used very well. It's a great home theater experience with the 4K presentation of 300. My number 4 is Ang Lee's Gemini Man starring Will Smith. Yes, this definitely is not going to be winning any kind of award as far as the movie quality goes, but as far as picture and audio, it really is a top-notch presentation on 4K. Yes, you have the 48 frames per second, which really is a bit off-putting for a lot of viewers, but pushing that aside, the Dolby Vision encoding on here is top-notch. It really brings out the levels of color. The tropical settings in particular look really lush and vibrant. Black levels are very appropriately rendered, and detail is really just very good. And the Dolby Atmos audio mix is a fantastic presentation. Your home theater is going to get quite a workout. All the speakers are utilized very well. Whenever action moments are happening, it can definitely be felt in your seats, and it's a nice presence. Gemini Man may not win any awards on anybody's favorite movie list, but for 4K presentations, both visually and audio-wise, it's a real winner. My number 3 is going to be a recent release, and that is Christopher Nolan's Tenants. I believe the 4K picture quality utilizing HDR with the DTS 5.1 equally brings something very immense to the table on this 4K disc. The HDR makes all things look really nice. The added benefit of the IMAX shifting aspect ratios really bring out a new layer to this movie. And the DTS is thunderous. It is really robust. It's a very strong, energetic audio mix. You definitely are going to get your money's worth for this particular disc. Tenet on 4K is reference quality from top to bottom. It is a great movie to boot. You should definitely check this one out in your own personal home theater. For my number 2, I'm giving that to Universal Pictures' The Invisible Man. Something about this 4K disc just really resonates with me. Both visually and audio-wise, it is just a complete winner, and it's absolutely worthy of a home theater experience. The Dolby Vision and HDR really bring out those black levels. Nighttime scenes are nice and inky, but detail is also really on point here. Even with the visual effects when they're done, it has a good look to it. And just color pop is natural, but it's vibrant at the same time. Overall, visually, beautiful looking disc. And not to be outdone, that Dolby Atmos on The Invisible Man is just phenomenal. It's really just lively, aggressive, very strong. It has a good presence. You aren't going to find very few discs that's going to outmatch The Invisible Man. 4K wise, this is a beautiful presentation. Before I get to my number 1, just a few quick honorable mentions in no particular order. Bad Boys for Life, released by Sony Pictures. It's a fantastic looking disc, razor sharp picture quality, and the DTS-X audio mix is fantastic. It is a wonderful overall presentation on 4K. Also, 7 Worlds, 1 Planet, the nature documentary. This looks great. It's native 4K resolution, HDR10, and the Dolby Atmos is a very immersive kind of experience. The music and the sounds of nature really pull you in and put you right into the middle of this particular documentary. The Hobbit Trilogy by director Peter Jackson. This is a fantastic presentation. It is a wonderful upgrade visually, audio with the Dolby Atmos. This is a great way to watch and listen to the movies. And finally, Terminator Dark Fate. While this is an upscale, it looks visually very nice on 4K. The Dolby Vision by Paramount is really top notch. It really brings out a lot of the color elements and black levels very nicely, and details also look really well done. The Dolby Atmos, this is a fantastic audio experience and you should definitely check for yourself. And for my number one best 4K Ultra HD of 2020, I'm giving that to the Sam Mendes film 1917. This is a wonderful 4K presentation. HDR10 and Dolby Vision just really bring out the highlights. Nighttime scenes are appropriately inky black. Detail is top notch, and the color is, while a little bit muted, intentionally so, it really shines, and when it comes through, it does so very well. The audio mix is just phenomenal. It really brings you right into the movie. The war scenes in particular, of course, are all around you. If you have a nice Dolby Atmos setup, you definitely won't be disappointed. 1917 is the best representation of 4K in 2020, in my opinion, and definitely worth being on anybody's list. So that is my top 10 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays of 2020. Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comment section below, what would you put on your top 10 4Ks for this year? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.